Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Jesse, and this is the Auditorium, where I react to video game music for the first time. And today we have a debut on the channel, and what a debut it's going to be. This is SimCity 3000. We're going to be listening to Sim Broadway from the channel Jerry Martin, and Central Park Sunday from the channel Game Groove, requested by Asaroon and Decow12. Thank you very much. Now, this is a game that I'm not going to say I've heard about it, but I think I have. I do not know if it's related to The Sims. I'm going to assume so. I feel like Sim is, I think, like trademarked. The only thing I know about this is that it's a city builder, right? I don't know if that's the proper term for the genre, but I don't know exactly what you do. I just know you create roads and buildings and then populate them, and I think that's it. I don't know what the end goal of these games are. I've seen footage here and there, but I've never really truly grasped it or understood what it is. Now, as far as it having a soundtrack, I cannot imagine what this soundtrack is going to be like. Truth be told, I'm guessing it's going to be extremely like ambient, quick loops. I don't know, but both of these are 5 minutes, so we'll see. I'm excited. Also, what is the 3000 referring to? But let's just get into it. This is Sim Broadway from SimCity 3000. I don't know why I'm excited, but I'm excited. Let's go. It's a debut. It's always exciting. I'm going to assume you're not doing anything specific. You're just building. Sim Broadway. So maybe like a New York type of level? A little whimsical. I can already tell it's already like complex musically. That's surprising. This is like a full-on production, like there's a team here. I had a feeling it sounded like one person just kind of like programming everything. This is thinking music. Focus music. I didn't think it'd be so robust. It sounds clean. Jazzy, but like... Whoa! I would have never heard this otherwise if it wasn't for this channel, so I'm glad I do what I do. It's not like I'm going to be like, let's play SimCity 3000 today. What? Trombone? The drums are cool too. Whoa. genre is this? Is this what like the Sims sound like too? I never got into those kind of games, so I don't know. This whole world is like foreign to me. It's giving me that same feeling of like Civilization as well. But that was impressive too. That sounded like a whole like orchestral thing. What is going on? There's been so many movements already. No loops. Oh, that's a violin. I think that might be the loop. Oh, man. Right now, this part right here, this particular moment, sounds like a silly moment in like a kid's movie or something. Like you got caught, like, you know, sneaking out of the house or something. It's very juvenile, you know, like, but the music is so professionally done. It does sound kind of movie-like a little bit. Couple seconds left. Whoa, dude. Dun, dun. 69,000 views. Nice. Excellent. So one thing kept coming back to mind over and over throughout that whole video. And it was resounding like, I feel like the developers maybe hired, I guess, Jerry Martin. Now, mind you, I don't know if he's worked with them before or something, but I'm just saying in my head, this is what's happening. They hired him. They're like, hey, make a sound check for this game. He did it, and he showed them, and they were like, this is way more than we asked for. But let's do it, you know? Like, probably not, you know, there's like a vision or something, but, you know, like, there's also the possibility of like the creative freedom went really far. Because if I were to assume the music in this game would have to have a repetitive quality to it, like maybe hours of just hearing that same thing over and over. So it makes sense it's a 6-minute, or these loops are probably very long, so they don't just feel like you're going crazy. It's just they're long, eccentric pieces. We're gonna find out in the next one. And the idea of composing for these kind of games honestly sounds kind of, I don't know if it sounds simple or daunting. You know, because it's got to be simple, yet get your creative juices flowing, right? Like this, I don't know how much depth there is to SimCity or The Sims or any kind of those games, because I haven't played them, but also because as far as like, you know, when I think of starting one up, I don't really see like a bunch of modes. I feel like it's just kind of, this is what you do, now do it, and like, time wasters basically, in the nicest way possible. You know, it gets your creative, you know, your brain going, and just kind of make your own little world, really, right? Now, there's a couple things going through my mind. First of all, it says Sim Broadway, and I look at this image and it kind of looks like New York. So I don't know if this whole game is centered around the Big Apple, or if it's one of the places, or if there's a fictional type of New York. Because when I think Broadway, I think of New York. I don't even think, I don't know. I don't know if Broadway exists outside of New York. I don't know if it's like an umbrella term or if it's like a specific like name brand type of thing. But yeah, like I look at this and I see New York. And then the music also had that sort of like kind of theatrical thing, right? Like I said, it sounded like a movie. But man, the music was so... I feel like I need to hear more music like this as an adult. I've heard a lot of music like this growing up. As a kid watching movies like Disney movies and stuff like that, you know, like this, like I said, it's kind of like silly little moments or just very quick snippets of, you know, whatever of a movie, or in this case, a game. But I don't think, well, I would assume not a whole lot of people go listen to that stuff solely outside of its source. Obviously, some do. This whole channel is video game music, so that's kind of a thing. But you know what I mean? Like the really ambient specific things. I don't know. It's like a special kind of ear hears those things enough to go like, oh, you know, I want to hear more of that. What is that? So that's what this one feels like. It feels like this is a like these 69,000 people that watched this video were those pairs of ears out of the, let's say, who knows, 600,000 units sold or something. You know, those 70,000 people were intrigued enough by the sounds to kind of look up the composer and look up who's making these sounds and kind of deep dive. And these types of people that found this video probably found my channel as well. The video game music nerds. So that's really cool. There's not much to say besides that was just really impressive. And yeah, that sounded way more production value than I thought. It is EA, so they have money, but still, you know, I don't know what else Cherry Martin has done. Oh God, this one's called Central Park Sunday. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I totally forgot what the second one was called. I was so focused. You have to remember, when I listen to a song, I'm focusing on that one song right there and then. I always forget the second song name until I bring it up. So, Central Park Sunday. It's leaning into the idea for sure now that this might be a New York-based SimCity builder. Though, I don't know. Like, I'm looking in this corner here, we see like this kind of like Japanese building on the bottom. I don't know. Maybe it's just New York inspired. Now, if I were to guess what Central Park Sunday sounds like, man, especially after the last one, I do not know. Don't know if it's the same composer. Does it say? Nope. If I had to guess, I think of a park. I think birds. Really calming. I don't know. Whatever. Central Park Sunday from SimCity 3000. No, that's not the vibe I was thinking. Yeah, the drums are a big deal in the soundtrack. They have a jazzy flow to them. Very marching band vibes too. It's not a bad thing, but something did come to mind, sort of. I'll explain after. Regarding the title of the song. Ooh, standout bass. What I was thinking was before I even heard that, so now that I heard that, it's kind of bringing it home. I think properly known as the double bass. Would this be considered muzak? The genre, muzak? Like, background ambient, like elevator music, menu music, that kind of thing. Kinda. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, just very like. It sounds like music you would hear like on a record player. Remember record players? Before Spotify, before MP3 players, before CD players, before cassettes, before 8 tracks, or records. Yeah, it seems like you put on the turntable. Damn. Jazz is such a cool genre once you get older in life, you know, because you're like, you start to appreciate the improvisation feel of it. You're hearing musicians just go at it, you know? They're feeling it, so they're like, it's very expressive. They're talking. It's never the same more than once, you know? Yeah, it just sounds like they're just jamming, you know? Like a live take. Alright, we're gonna play in the key of, you know? And they just kind of like chill on that. Got a minute left. I don't think we're going to be hearing music like this on the auditorium for a long time. Like, what else sounds like this, you know? I think I just gave a bunch of people some new music to hear when they do homework and other building type games. Now I'm curious what that roller coaster game sounds like. I forgot what it's called. Does that game have music? Oh, there's a little John Coltrane a little bit. Oh. Now that I think about it, this music does sound like kind of like old-time New York, like 40s, 30s New York. But the game's called 3000 and like everything's futuristic, so I don't know. I just thought of that because I remembered the movie James and the Giant Peach. And you know how it's like set in that period? The music kind of sounds like this, like when he goes to New York. Okay. Well, the first thing I thought of, that this one brought me of, I was trying to think really hard. I'm like, okay, what is, you know, if I were to think of Central Park, what would that sound like? I know what it is, right? It's a park in the middle of the damn city. And, you know, so I envisioned, you know, people just jogging and maybe homeless people, you know, whatever, a little creek, something. And then I thought of something, and then it started to sound like it the more I thought it when I heard the song. And that's, you know, parks will have every now and then like festivals, right? Like like a monthly or bi-monthly or something. They'll have like a music concert for like local bands or a tribute band or something like that. And it'll just have like a built stage. And that sounded to me like that. It gave me that feeling. It felt like there was a concert playing that plays once a month, and you're not really like paying attention to it because like it's not like people go. I mean, yeah, people go to attend them, but also it's just music that you'll hear as you're just like enjoying the park. So to me, this felt very much like a summer festival, and just a bunch of like jazz acts or whatever are taking the stage for a couple minutes. Yeah, very specific, but that's what I got after a while. Cool. But yeah, this is interesting because there's not going to be much like this on the channel because I don't think many soundtracks do this kind of stuff. You know, like I said, to the extent of my knowledge of SimCity games is world building, creating cities. And this one, from the looks of it and sounds of it, seems to be around New York themed. And these songs probably play for hours on end. Maybe you have the option of selecting a different soundtrack after a while. Maybe it changes into a different song after a while. I don't know. I'm very curious. I don't have much to say though besides that. It's just, I'm very curious because I know these games have a following. I know they have a fandom. So I know people play these. So I know there's going to be comments saying, I never thought you would do SimCity on this channel. So please tell me everything you've been wanting to tell people about SimCity since you never have anyone to talk to about it with. Because that's what it's going to feel like. I've been doing this for a little while now and I think I can predict the comments. And if this is your first time hearing SimCity, like me, let me know what you thought. Interesting. I still don't know if I'll ever play one of these games, to be honest. This just doesn't really like call my name. I don't know. Yeah. It's just not for me, but maybe maybe it's just one of those things like you have to try and give it a shot and then maybe you'll fall in love with it. You never know. That's the story of life. Very cool, jazzy, very improvisational, and very 1940s, 30s sounding. You know, sounded like everyone was wearing a suit and Prohibition was still a thing. Thank you very much, Ace Ruin and Decow12. Let me know whatever you want about the Sims, SimCity, the roller coaster game, or the connected, whatever. All right, I think that's it. Thank you to all my patrons you see here. I could not be here without them. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Take it easy.